So we're going to look at present value formula for compound interest. And what we use this formula for is if you need a certain amount of money sometime in the future, we want to know how much we need to invest right now in order to reach our future goals. So the present value formula, P equals A times 1 plus R over M, and that is to the negative MT. So make sure you note that there's a negative exponent there. P is the present value. A is the amount we need to invest. R, interest rate. M is how many times it's compounded. So how much money should be deposited in a bank with an interest rate of 6% per year, compounded monthly, so that at the end of 5 years, the value will be $20,000. So for this, A is $20,000. The interest rate, 0.06. It's compounded monthly, so M is 12, and the time is 5 years. When we plug that in, we get 20,000 times 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12 to the negative 12 times 5 for our exponent. And it's approximately $14,827.44. So in order to have the $20,000 we need, maybe we're going to start our own business. We just need to make sure when everything's in place, we have that capital. We need to invest $14,828 or so to reach that goal. And I've talked about compound interest, continuous interest, which just means that it's all like every second of every day, it's still compounding. That formula is A equals P e to the RT. And as you will see when we look at our examples, compound interest, first of all, the formula is a lot shorter. And second of all, it is not going to create that much more money. So we'll look at how that relates to it. The calculations are a lot quicker. So find the amount after 3 years if 1,000 is invested at 5% per year and it's compounded daily and continuously. So we have the first formula, A equals P times 1 plus R over M to the MT. We have the $1,000. 1 plus 0.05 divided by 365, and then the exponent is 365 times 3. And that yields $1,161.82. The continuous interest formula, A equals P e to the RT, we have that 1,000 is what we're investing, and then e to the 0.05 times 3. And I'll show you that on your calculator again, just to make sure that you're comfortable with what the keys are. So it's 1,000, and then I'm going to hit the second function button and then ln, so you see that e to the x is right above it, and it was 0.05 times 3, and you close it, so we get 1161.83. So continuous interest only is 1 cent more. So again, the calculations are a lot quicker, and the formula is pretty straightforward to use. And then we have find the needed interest rate if you need $20,000 in 10 years and you have $12,000 to invest. So, oops, sorry. And this is going to be compounded continuously. So what we need to do is figure out what interest rate so we know which institution to go to in order to have this money at the end of 10 years. Our formula, A equals P e to the RT. Again, the amount was $20,000 that we need. We only have $12,000 to invest. We want to figure out what that interest rate is. And the time is 10 years. So our formula, 20,000 equals 12,000 e to the r times 10. So to solve this, first thing I'm going to do is isolate it. So we looked at solving exponential earlier section. So I'm going to divide these both sides by 12,000. And this, the thousands are just going to cancel. So if you just reduce that 20 over 12, it becomes 5 over 3. You can absolutely turn it into a decimal, but then you're rounding off and stuff, so I usually don't bother doing that. And then once I get to this step, when we have the exponent with the variable, we take the log so we can get that out of there. So I have the ln of 5/3 equals 10r, because I can multiply that out front, times the natural log of e. And natural log of e is just equal to 1. So therefore it's just really 10r on this side. And then to finish off, I'm going to divide both sides by 10. So again, I want to plug this in my calculator. And I have the natural log, so ln 5/3. I use the fraction key. You could use the division key. And then divide that by 10. And we get 0.051 is equal to r. So changing it into a percent, we move decimal 2 to the right, and it's 5.1%. So I need to find a bank or institution that's going to give me an interest rate of at least 5.1% so I can have the required amount at the end of that 10 years.